What's up guys, Elfis here, and today I'm going to be doing a replay analysis, a HoN replay analysis, sorry I didn't say that. I'm going to start up here, and this replay analysis is going to be of Anas1993, and he is playing Gladiator this game. A couple things to note before we start. First of all, Taddy Jankles is not joining me simply because it's 1:30 where I am at the moment, 1:30 a.m., and that would mean it's like 6 or 7 in the morning or something where he is. I was going to do one this afternoon, and instead I ended up doing a queuing up this afternoon. Oh, sorry, it wasn't a queuing up, it was just gameplay this afternoon. But, and then I just didn't get around to a replay this afternoon, so he's not joining us. It's unfortunate, I apologize. He will be here for the next one. I think this might be the second one in a row or something that he's not here. Don't worry, guys, he's not gone. I haven't killed him and hidden his dead body or anything. He's still around. It's just timing-wise. So first of all, I want to mention that this is a long game. This is like an hour and 3-minute game, which is indicative of a couple things, plus the stats on top of that. So first of all, it's probably a fairly even game, and looking at the stats, it actually did look like a fairly even game. On top of that, it's going to be a good one. I can already tell, you know, based off Gladiator's items and the amount of kills he gets and all that stuff. It's going to be interesting to watch this game. I will be fast forwarding through parts near the end at least, but probably in the beginning too, where there isn't much to talk about, because in the end of these games, these hour-long games, usually they end up being standoffs, where one team is both teams are just kind of sitting back, kind of farming up a bit, you know, getting money for buyback and all that, and just waiting for the other team to make a mistake, really. And that part's usually boring, and there's really not much to talk about. Just farm in that part, but you know, you want to have TPs and be able to be with your team instantly if need be, so you can't farm too far away and things like that. And you want to have good wards and make sure nobody gets a free Kong off or anything. But so, lost my breath there for a sec. A lot of talking. Okay, Legion team. We're looking at Gladiator, Behemoth, Flux, Glacius, Nomad. Hellborn team, we're looking at Devourer. Sorry about that. We're looking at Devourer, Puppet, Soul Reaper, Blacksmith, Pyromancer. Okay, so first of all, Legion team. Let's talk about Legion team. Team composition. So I like your team composition. The Gladiator Flux combo works well. I think you could have done a bit better when it comes to AoE ultimates. And I know technically you have Glacius and Gladiator too, but Glacius isn't really like a small AoE, so I mean his is a very big AoE. So you don't really need a Flux to pull them all in too much. I mean, don't get me wrong, it helps. It's just not crazy necessary. And then on top of that, you know, we have the Gladiator. How do I like make that stuff show up on the side forever? Did I press a button that stops that? I don't know. Sorry about that, guys. I guess I can hold tab or something, but so what was I saying? So, and Gladiator's ultimate, really, it's hard to land. It's not so much. I mean, I guess the Behemoth stun will help keep them in that spot for a few seconds. If you can have really good reaction time, you can do it. But you know, it is what it is. Hellborn team, it is what it is. Socks. I guess I do say it a lot. I don't know. If you watch my last video, you'll get that reference. Socks. But I'm not gonna talk about it right now. Or you can post in the comments if you really want to know. Let's see. Devourer, I already talked about the team. So their team composition, they have some weird lanes, kind of. I imagine Devo's going to be going mid. What do we got? We got 4 coming bottom. Okay, so we're getting into the good stuff. So this shouldn't be allowed. Right here you see him. Okay, you see 2, leave. You don't want to get into a fight against Devo with Rot, okay? Not at level 1. That's not something you want to participate in. You need to leave, man. This is not, even without knowing where the other ones are. And now you know there's 3 down here. Now you definitely should not fight this unless you're 100%. Okay, Glacius didn't need to waste all that mana. I'm not sure the reasoning behind wasting all that mana. Did Behemoth pick up wards? No. Okay, so we have no wards starting out. That's unfortunate. Let's see. I don't think much needs to be said about your starting items. Totally fine. I think pretty much any melee carry, and even Gladiators is semi-carry, but pretty much any melee carry, sure. Okay, so now they're doing even worse lanes than I thought they were going to. They're tri-laning? It's not wrong, it's just, I mean, well, so they have double stun, and then they have a heal too. Okay, so this is going to be interesting to see. This is a quad lane? What? Oh no, sorry, tri-lane, that's still Soul Reaper. This is going to be an interesting one to watch. Just because, well, first of all, he didn't land that, so that's unfortunate. Just because, first of all, like, you don't tri-lane a Pyromancer. You don't do that. Their abilities for tri-laning are okay. A heal, 2 stuns, you know, I mean, fair amount of damage. It's not like they can't tri-lane this, it's just Pyromancer needs those levels. This is kind of, yeah, you kind of need to be a bit careful there. The only thing I will say is that Pyromancer's stun has a fairly hefty cast time, so it's okay to be a bit ballsy. Oh, that was actually a fairly decent guess. I think it was a waste of mana, because I would have thought, if I was playing, I would have just thought he would have kept walking, but he didn't, so, I mean, it was close. You guys really need a ward right here. You need a ward somewhere over here so you can farm, like, somewhat safely without being, like, raped. What happened to your Glacius? Did he die? No. He's back around at the tower. I would stop messing around with these guys and go for the Soul Reaper who's on the side. You could have cut him off and done a fair amount of damage to him. How many runes we got left? I'm gonna, select you. 1. Okay. Alright, so what I imagine, you know what, actually, this is actually going fairly well, all things considered. You're getting experience, for the most part. You're getting some farm. You have 4 creep kills, which, you know, when you look at yours versus the enemy lane, they have 5 throughout the 3 of them. That's pretty good, like, you know, score-wise when you're comparing the 2. That was unnecessary. You don't want to push the lane up any more than need be, so don't like attack like that. Just let the tower do all the damage unless you have to attack to get the last hit. You should have got that one. Sorry, that's just. So I know tower hitting, like last hitting under a tower is hard. I'll be the first to admit it. There was like 3 in there that you could have gotten fairly easily. But so I know it's hard. I'll give you that, but it's not so hard to the point that you can't get any a lot of the time. Sometimes, every now and then, there will just be some where you just can't get any. And actually, just so you guys know, I don't know if the Hellborn team can see this. I believe they can. But Gladiator's whip glows when the thing is off cooldown, just as a side note for anybody who's playing against a Gladiator. And you're like, oh, is it ready? Can I go up and get some last hits, or am I going to get harassed? If the whip isn't glowing, it means it's on cooldown. If it is glowing, it's off cooldown, okay? Just keep that in mind. So this should be some free damage right here. Yeah, just straight up beat him in. Yep. Oh, the pitfall was a bit delayed. Oh, did the pitfall hit? It looked like it would have missed. Okay. If it hits, then I stand corrected. The edging on that is a bit odd sometimes, but that's okay. Alright. I thought you would have missed. That's fine by me. Cool. So now you're literally making this tri-lane look like they're terrible players. You're not only getting some decent farm, considering you're up against a tri-lane with double stun, but then on top of that, you're getting kills? What? That doesn't happen. You're not supposed to get the kills in the duo lane. So first of all, I want to fully, you know, go ahead and say that I think they shouldn't have tri-lane to begin with. But since they did, this tri-lane is instantly a fail. They should give up on it, and one of them goes... Oh yeah, one of them did go top. Who is it? Soul Reaper. Soul Reaper left. Yeah, I was going to say one of them should go to a different lane. I actually would have kept the double stun bot, so that's fine. And they're not too far down on levels when you think about it. 2 and 3 versus 4 and 3. It's not too bad. It's not unmanageable. So you are getting to your health tube. I imagine that's why we're not leaving. If you're not farming as a hard carry, no reason to stay, okay? If you're in a lane just leeching experience, no reason to be there. You literally are better off in almost all cases. It depends what carry. There are some carries that, like, with levels they can do well, or farm even better and catch up later or something like that. But yeah, see, the edging on that's a little bit iffy. Oh, we're gonna get a whip. No. Oh, nice job, Glacius. And then you can just walk out. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna get you. No. Okay. So what I would do is I would have the courier bring your health tube and a health potion. You need to, like, max regen that stuff up, you know what I mean? You can't, like, wait for the health tube, or you're not going to be able to farm correctly. I always tell people, actually I don't tell people this in replay analyses enough, but I tell people this when I'm playing. You don't need to be afraid of buying regen past the start, okay? You can buy consumable items throughout the entire game. You can go B if you want, I guess, but there's really no need to. I mean, I guess you're low on mana, but Gladiator, he doesn't really need mana to be effective in the lane. I guess you're just going to go all the way B. That's okay too, I guess. And we did buy some items, so what I imagine happened is you bought tube and a TP or something, tube and maybe some runes for, I don't know. But you probably bought tube and something. I hope you got tube first. You should definitely, in almost all cases, get tube first on Gladiator. Let's see. We get a tube? No. So those were your boots on the courier. Oh, no. Okay, so you got your own boots. Okay. You know what? That's alright. And considering the lane's going so well, I'm actually okay with that. I still would have gone... Nah, well, you know what? Boots are okay, because now you're not only... You're going to be, you know, securing more kills. That was, I think you missed that. That was stupid. You auto-attacked it twice, and then you missed. Like, don't do that. At this point, cancel his mana pot. Yeah, okay. No, you're not going to kill him. You need to leave. You're not going to kill him. You don't want to tank too much damage. Yo, you might, because he doesn't have boots. If you can get a whip on her. Yeah, nicely played. Very nicely played. I was waiting to see if you were smart enough to figure out that you could whip it. You are, apparently. Okay. You need to be very careful. You should have seen this coming. I believe he got the rune bot, so you should definitely have seen that. Well, I mean, you should. I don't know if you did. And it looks like you probably did, because you're staying in this trees here as opposed to going out. Very intelligent. If he stands in the middle, no, I was going to say, you can guarantee that he's here. If the creeps will get blocked by him a bit if he's in the way of the creeps. Be very careful. He can solo you. This is risky. He should just kill you. Yeah, I was going to say, he could just literally kill you. Pitfall is going to be enough. He hooked too early. Oh, it's his own fault. He should have saved the hook for when you pitfalled. Huh, unintelligent. Oh well, and actually that was a bit risky coming out of there that quick. Does he have boots? He does not have boots. Okay, I could see it, but still. He doesn't even have bottle. This Devo, he's not a happy camper. It looks like he started buying things towards a blood chalice instead of going for a bottle, so I'll talk about that at the end, but that's idiotic. So we're going B again. I mean, the Lillian's pushed that far up, so you can't get experience. In this case, it's okay. I'm okay with you going B. But in general, like, you usually don't want to go B twice in 8 minutes. The first 8 minutes of the game, you've already gone back twice. That's kind of a bit much. You're kind of at the point where you're like, you're wasting a lot of gold and TPs to get back, okay? You know what I mean? So, I mean, in the other case earlier, you could have gotten experience and farm by staying here. Maybe not necessarily farm because you were really low, but at least experience from staying here. So then you would have only had to spend 100 on the health potion to be delivered, and the tube would have regen the rest. Oh, very nice ultimate. Very nice ultimate indeed. Whip. Very nice ultimate indeed. Oh, I am very proud of that ultimate, actually. Gladiator ultimates are not easy to land. Whip off cooldown. No! Oh, nice. Blaze just got it. I had that little heart attack where I'm like, no, he got away. Nice job. Very nice, Bob. You know, you're actually playing really well. You're playing really well, all things considered. There are a few things you could change, starting with the whole going back thing. The first time was unnecessary. The second time I could see. The first time, no, you could have stuck around and got experience and just had the... And, I mean, even if you were going to get life boots... Well, if you got boots in this, I don't think you would have had enough for the potion. So I can see if that was your thought, maybe, but you could have easily just gotten tube and would have been okay, too. But either way, you know what? You guys are playing really well. Both you and Glacius, actually. 3 top. That's kind of their own... Well, is that 5 top? All 5 of them. 5-man gank. Ooh, nice hook. He's dead. That was a nice hook. Well played by him. So you guys, you see 5 top. Push the tower. There's no reason to sit back. Attack that tower. Kill all these creeps. Auto-attack the wave up. You don't need to static farm when 5 are top. You need to push or go help your team. That applies to carries, that applies to everybody. If you're a carry, so static farming bot lane, and you see all 5 of the enemy top, either push this lane or go help. That's the option. Usually if you're a hard carry, the choice you want to take is push. Pushing is usually more beneficial to the hard carry as opposed to going to help. I mean, it depends on which hard carry and all that, but and Gladiator's kind of like a semi-carry. I wouldn't really say he's a hard carry, like a Scout or Nighthound or Magebane would all beat the crap out of him late game, but he does well. So again, this is actually so much bigger than you think it is. You really need to like either push or go help. Now at this point, your team is just dominating. Like really, like if you look at the lead, that's a huge lead. Like now they don't. I don't know why this is staying out now. I don't know what I pressed, but now they don't need your help, but you can still push. Like there's no harm in pushing this and then going and farming the jungle or farming mid or farming a different lane or going and team fighting or whatever. You know what I mean? So this isn't. I know. And I think a friend of mine plays League of Legends, so I've watched it occasionally. I know in like League of Legends, you don't want to push towers too early because you're trying to like static farm lanes sometimes and such. That's not the case in HoN. I mean, there are certain cases when you wouldn't do it, but even... well, actually I shouldn't say that. There aren't certain cases when you wouldn't do it, but there are certain cases when you would do it and then swap lanes. You would have somebody else roaming as opposed to the person who was in the lane that got pushed. You don't need to be super scared of him. Yeah, that, and then I would whip and then leave. No, you're sticking around too long. Okay. You used your boots. Why were your boots on cooldown? That's unfortunate. If you had even just pitfalled and left, you could have left. I think the grip was off just about the time of the pitfall. I'm not 100% on that, so I'm not going to hold it against you or anything. I'm not going to say much about it. I just think you could have gotten away there had you left earlier. You like decided not to leave at all. You weren't going to beat him, I can tell you that. I could tell you that as soon as you hit your whip and how little damage it did, you weren't going to win that fight. You can kind of eyeball these things just by playing. Usually you can see how much damage you're doing and realize whether or not you're going to win the fight. You know what I mean? You know your attack speed. You can see how many attacks you're going to get off before you're probably going to die. If we see a nice pitfall, the ultimate was unnecessary, but I guess, hey, a little bit of vengeance. Oh, he's gone. We don't have Coliseum, do we? Oh, you're dead. Yeah, he's gone. Okay, so I don't know. I guess the ultimate wasn't a bit much. I didn't think the ultimate was necessary, but let him, yeah, I was going to say, let him ult you so it's on cooldown, and then have Glacius stun you out of it. Yeah, you guys can fight him. He's by himself. You don't need to be so scared of him. The biggest problem with fighting a Devourer with Rot is running away. When you run away, you're not doing damage. So, yeah, fight him. You should have fought him from the very start, in all honesty. Assuming you made sure that Puppet left. If Puppet stuck around, it would be a bit dicey. I don't think he would have, considering the whip probably would have killed him. But just in general, keep that in mind, that it's the biggest fear of Devourer is the fear of Devourer. You know, is that what I want to say? No, it's like the biggest pain of Devourer is the fear of Devourer. Okay, so people get scared of Devourer, so they run away instead of fighting him. It's like Blood Hunter. You know, that ultimate. It doesn't really do that much damage if you don't run. If you just sit there and fight Blood Hunter, who cares? It does like an initial like 100 damage or something, and then just beat the crap out of him. You don't need to run and fight him. You don't need to run. It's the same thing with Devourer, okay? The Rot hurts him just as much, alright? And actually, you have Vestments and he doesn't, so it would hurt him more than you, probably. Yeah, definitely, because his innate magic armor isn't higher than yours. Still no tube. I mean, this is kind of getting to the point where it's delayed. Like, this is late for somebody who is quote-unquote free farming. You should not miss that creep kill. Why did you not do that? I don't... You had a hatchet, even if you didn't want to waste your animation. I don't know. Some of these creep kills that you're missing just don't make a lot of sense to me. So I think, so far, your biggest mistake is the creep kills. That and the not pushing when you see 5 top. You guys have this ward. Nice, so that's why Nomad ported. Okay. So we're going to get a free double kill here, probably. Another nice ultimate approaching. Yeah, here we go. We're going to miss Blacksmith that time. Sorry, I wasn't thinking. Do we have sand from Nomad? We do have sand from Nomad. Okay, sand from Nomad, OP.
3 kills
there we go. Nice job. Okay, so nice job. Well played by you. You should pick up that health tube here, I hope. Okay, it's in all honesty, it's a bit delayed, but it's okay. You've only died once, and you've been getting a lot of kills. You've been using the boots like to their fullest extent. You've been being really aggressive with it. Okay, so I like that. And I'm actually okay with delaying the helm because you've been using the boots correctly. If you just got the boots and then we're trying to like static farm, just passive farm, I mean, then I would disagree. I think you should have got the helm first, but you've been doing it right. The other thing, no, I guess I was gonna say the other thing is you can use your go up, you know, whip waves and stuff just to help them push a bit. You know, I mean the tower's getting close to deny range. You do not want to let the tower get denied. Alright, if you're going to be farming this lane, which you are, you're farming this lane quite heavily, you know, and you're farming the jungle too, but, by the way, you can pitfall when they're stacked. You don't need to save the mana that much. The pitfall when they're stacked is okay. I just usually wouldn't use it on a single camp. I would definitely use it on a triple. I don't know if I'd use it on double. I probably would, but maybe not, who knows. But so, you as a farmer down here, you want to make sure that that tower does not get denied. If you want to push, you need to push. If you don't want to push, you need to try and keep the lane statically farmed, okay? Now, as Gladiator, it's really hard because you can't turn off the whip, so I get that. You can't really just perma-static farm. So, I mean, I'm on your side. And again, same thing. You see that they're all up here. I mean, I guess maybe you can't see that, but you should, at this point, you should know it, because you can see at least 4 of them right here. Push your lane or go help. That's There's no way around it. Like, just leaving the lane alone, you need to punish them for being here, okay? They're here team fighting, pub training, essentially. They've been doing it for quite a bit. They're here pub training, team fighting. You need to punish them for not defending their towers, okay? You either need to push the tower or go kill them, okay? Those are the two options. Again, as a carry, usually the option you want to pick is to push the tower. Not always. You can sometimes go fight depending on, and actually Gladiator definitely could. I wouldn't do it with this low health, but you could definitely do it. Oh man, you don't know how aggravated I'm getting watching you like go back every time the lane gets pushed up. Please just go kill the tower. This tower is way too low. You want to kill the tower, and then on top of that you need to be carrying a TP, alright? Did you just buy something? Yeah, I think you bought the beast heart, right? Beast heart? Yeah, okay, so we got the beast heart. See, blocking, not acceptable. You need to get that TP, bro. He's probably gonna live. Yeah, I think... Oh, one more. Glacius, you got this? No, he's gone. Nice guess. It was a good attempt. In general, it's more likely that they'll run this way, just so you're aware. It's 100% more likely they'll run this way, unless they see somebody coming. No, you know what? There's no reason they would run this way over this way, really. I could see them like coming this way through the trees, maybe, and kiting or something. I don't know, but there's really no reason for them to go over here as opposed to over here. So, just for future reference, statistically, you're better off throwing it over here. But it was a good attempt either way. So don't get me wrong. Nice dodge of the hook, Glacius. Well played there, good sir. Glacius. Okay, so Glacius, you're kind of disappointing me a bit, buddy. Sorry to get off topic. First of all, deny this tower. Whoever comes mid, deny this tower. Like, this is within deny range. 130 is the deny range, if I remember correctly. I believe that's what it is. 130, that's 75. Deny that. Please, somebody deny this. Don't give them a free tower. Yes, thank you, Gladiator. It's like you read my mind, even though this already happened. Very nicely done. Actually, you could kill her. She's going face boost. What? Okay. I don't know. I'll talk about it at the end. So, Gladiator, you need a TP. And this applies to everybody, but everybody, especially you, should have a TP, okay? You are the highest level in the game. I mean, tied with Nomad, of course. But you need to have a TP. You're showing up to a team fight, or showing up to defend a tower, or, whatever, can literally win or lose a team fight. I don't think Flux can pull him over a cliff. I'm not 100%. I don't play Flux, so I'm not sure, but this guy's about to get sandwiched and fucked if he's not careful. No, back off. You see Devour? Oh, this is not worth it. This is not worth the potential butt rape that's about to happen to you. Okay. Glacius. Yeah, Glacius. I figured he was going to die. Nice ultimate. Very nicely done. You know what? That was very well played by you. Whip. I was hoping it would be enough for Pyro. I was going to say whip Blacksmith, but it wasn't enough. So as soon as you got that slow one, you give up on her. Don't get tunnel vision. Good choice. Turning around. That was a bad pitfall, man. You got to predict where they're going to be. They were running away. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You did very well with the ultimate. Very well with a lot of your pitfalls so far. Turn down the volume just a little bit. Sorry about that. Very well so far. Don't get me wrong. Careful on this. You should know. Yeah, you got in tower range. I was thinking that was out of tower range. No, honestly, I was thinking you could come up over here and be out of tower range, but apparently not. You kind of. I'm not going to hold that one pitfall against you. Don't get me wrong. Just for future reference, and I think you know it. I'm not sure if that was lag or something, but Behemoth should get away here. Behemoth should usually get Striders. Steam boots don't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, they're for the extra HP and I guess damage too, because I believe he's Behemoth is a strength hero. Yeah. So I mean, it's fine. I would just get Striders on him in general, but that's okay. Let's see. We have 1,040 saved up on you, Gladiator. So what I hope we're gonna see as soon as you spawn in is, first of all, you can buy a TP. All right. The next thing I hope we're gonna see is a Steam Staff to work on your Assassin Shroud. I don't think you get an Assassin Shroud this game, and you use the TP instantly instead of buying 2 TPs, which I always do when I respawn, and I don't have a TP, that is. So that way I use a TP, and I still have a TP. Oh, it's crazy. So yeah. So I don't think you get a Assassin Shroud. So I'll tell you the reasoning for Assassin Shroud. I played a game as Gladiator the other day. I don't think I uploaded it. I'm not sure. Maybe I did. But so, Gladiator. How do you play Gladiator? You play Gladiator as a burst, as a physical damage burst, and then you wait for the cooldowns of everything, pretty much. That's how it works. And, you know, if you land an ultimate effectively, that can work nicely, too. But you play him as a burst. What do I mean by that? Well, the whip is true damage, okay? True damage in the AoE in front of you. Alright? And on top of that, I believe it applies a bonus damage, too. How much? Yeah, 60 bonus damage, and 100% true damage cleave. I'll talk about that in a sec here. This is a team fight you guys can still win. It's 4v4 at the moment. You could definitely... Very nice pitfall, very good prediction. The ultimate... Listen, I don't think it was super necessary, but either way, it was well placed. Your team is just, you know, backing you up. This is a very... You guys have made a couple mistakes here and there, but for the most part, you guys are playing very well. Especially for a 1400 game. Like, usually my 1500 games don't go this well. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get this Pyromancer. No, okay. So that should be the cue to back off. Oh, the fog makes it disappear? I didn't know that. I would think, I guess if it loses target, like if you teleport away or something, it would work too. So, I mean, it makes sense. But so the true damage cleave in front of you, what does that mean? True damage cleave, for the whip I'm talking about again. True damage cleave means that it ignores armor and magic armor, I guess, although his attack is physical. I guess if you got Harkins, it would matter for the magic armor, but there's no reason to get Harkins on him because you have the true damage to begin with. Harkins is for, you know, if they have a lot of physical armor but not a lot of magic armor, you get Harkins, and then all of a sudden, oh, all that armor's worthless because now you're getting hit with a big truckload of magic armor. But, so physical damage cleave in front of you. That means that for that one hit for the whip, because it does have a cooldown, 4-second cooldown, okay? By the way, you need to get out. This is too risky. Okay, good choice, backing off. You kind of went a way that I wouldn't have gone. As soon as you saw Fisher, I would not have gone that way. But that's okay. We should stack these. I hope we're going to stack these. It looks like we are going to. Okay, good. So the cleave. So the cleave is, for that one attack with the cleave, it does a line in front of you. Let's say, I think it's like 900 range or something like that. I don't know the range of the skill. It doesn't say. Is 500 AoE like how far the whip goes, or the width? Or, I'm not sure. I don't know the statistics behind it. But so the line in front of you is true damage, okay? Which means it ignores armor. So what you want to do is build up a whole bunch of damage for that one attack. After that, you're not super useful. Most other carries will beat you in almost every other carry can beat you in a 1v1, okay? Your abilities just don't really work all that well for beating, you know, for sustained fighting. They work really well for running in, bursting, and then getting out. So what are the items you want to get that would help with that burst? Okay, well, for starters, Assassin Shroud. Assassin Shroud makes your next auto attack. Oh, did you notice these guys? I'm not sure. I think you should have been able to see them. So you need to be careful a bit. Your team is not all together, so there's only 3 of you here. These 2 need to get out. This is too risky. You guys don't have sight down here, so I'm kind of curious. It's like you guys know, but I don't know. But so the Assassin Shroud gives you that plus 125 bonus damage burst. Okay, that's another 125 bonus true damage to anybody in that line, okay? That's awesome. That's crazy. Another true damage, like, attack there. And then on top of that, I mean, you know, on top of that, you can get, you know, Genjuros, so it's 2, you know. I mean, I guess, you know, once you're... Oh, that ult did, like, nothing. This is kind of risky by you, considering your team doesn't really have TPs to come back you up. Yeah, here we go. So we get a little bit back up here. But I hope... Oh, nice BH stun. Very nice BH stun. Oh! That was a good hook, alright? That wasn't really your fault. He just hooked that well. That was well played by Devourer. But so, don't push him away. You fool. Flux, change your... That was a unnecessary... What are you doing, Flux? Is this... Did he not realize he was on negative? Oh my god. Okay. So the Genjuros will give you 2. You know, so once it's off cooldown again, you can go up and do it again. But on top of that, what I like to get after that is Rift Shards. So the Rift Shards make your criticals, make you do 2 times criticals. Oh, what's the percentage? I don't know the percentage. Sorry, I don't have have this memorized. But, well, it gives you damage, but that's nice too. But then it gives you 20% chance for a 2.4 times critical strike. So not only is that 2.4 times your original base damage, but on top of that it's 2.4 times the 125 from the Assassin Shroud. So it makes the Assassin Shroud an even better pickup when you synergize it with that. And then on top of that, the critical strike is all true damage, okay? So let me give you an idea of how my end game with Gladiator works, okay? My end game with Gladiator usually consists of me running up, criticaling a creep or a wave with the Assassin Shroud proc on, and I will literally hit about, a 900 damage crit or 800 damage crit or whatever on their enemy, the heroes that are behind that creep wave, okay? You can hit a hero with it too. It's just usually easier to get the enemy heroes hiding in the back if you just hit a creep wave and then back out real quick, you know what I mean? So first of all, not only do you rape that creep wave real quick, but on top of that, I've had games where I literally get up to 900 1k damage crits, true strike, and I will true damage. Sorry, not true strike. True strike means you don't miss. You get up high with those crits, and you can literally. I've had games where I literally one-hit supports. I will kill supports before team fights even start. I've done that to chippers and torturers and demented shamans, glaciuses, all kinds of stuff. That's the way you build Gladiator. There's very few people who would argue that you should build him a different way. And it looks like, are we getting us Assassin Shroud? Yeah, we are. Perfect. Thank you. I love you. I was going to say you didn't get the Assassin Shroud piece earlier, but God, man, you're coming back. Here we go. I love that. I think you do get Genjuros this game, actually. I'm not sure. So, in general, what are our wards looking like? So, this ward's unnecessary at this point. I wouldn't have put that there. That one's fine, and this one's good. I actually would have put this one maybe like here, just so it'll give you better vision into the jungle, but it's fine. It's fine. It's right there. It's good. I would prefer if this ward right here is right here instead. That would give you better sight for that, okay? The other thing is, or even if it's not right there, even if you don't put it here, putting it like right here on this cliff would be good too. So that way you can farm a bit safer without having to be scared of the enemy coming in. Just something to think about for your support. I'm not sure if you were friends with this guy or not. You said in the thing, in the this little description that you went with the support. See, this is it. You need to be very careful. You're gonna die, very likely. Yeah. Okay, no grip from the puppet. I'm not sure what the deal was with that. Your boots are off cooldown. You didn't use your boots. I don't think it would have. Oh, you used your boots. Oh, sorry. I had puppet selected. My mistake. But actually, you used your boots same time puppet did. So you used your boots right as you died. They were off cooldown a bit before that. So just something to think about. I know it's complicated when you're getting ganked and all that, but it is just something to think about. So that's why you really need a ward somewhere at this little choke point, so that you can farm the jungle safely. It's just how it works. Let's see, this is not a team fight you guys should take. Behemoth already died. There's no reason to pick this fight. Get out. And a wasted Nomad ultimate. Now, and he freaking pulled Devourer in, so he killed Glacius, and it looks like he probably killed himself. Now he's gonna push him away. Oh, nope, he's dead. Okay, so like I said, there was absolutely no reason to take that fight. I've said it in many of my videos before, and I know this wasn't your fault, Gladiator, but, you cannot take fights, or you should not take fights, when somebody on your team instantly dies at the beginning, and then, why would you take a fight 4v5? It doesn't make any sense, If somebody dies from your team, for example, Gladiator got picked off, it's already a 4v5, and then on top of that, Behemoth died fairly early on in that fight too, but why would you pick a fight if you're already outnumbered? You know what I mean? Just think about it logically. There's no reason to fight when you're at a disadvantage, okay? There's no reason, and that applies to a number of disadvantages. Love the Shroud pickup, bro, but this is just a very obvious disadvantage. I really hope that should be obvious to you that that's an image, considering how low it is. No, apparently it wasn't. Okay, if you see a Devourer with, a third of his health at this point, it's probably not the real one, okay, man? I mean, it's not 100% guaranteed, but just keep that in mind that usually people aren't completely stupid on purpose, okay? So, it's okay. It's not a huge deal. His ultimate isn't a crazy long cooldown, but, I mean, what is it, 120, 100? 100 seconds, okay. I was thinking it might be a little bit shorter than that, but that's okay. Does it scale? No, it's 100 static 100, okay. You should have stacked that. The timer was close enough. You know, I mean, I think you started killing it at like 40 or something. Past 37, at the very least, even if you don't want to stack, okay, you don't have to wait to stack, but past 37 seconds, you should not kill creeps inside the camp, okay? So you can pull them out to like here and kill them here, and it won't block the spawn for the next minute. So just something to keep in mind when you're playing. You don't need to kill them in the camp. It'll respawn the next thing even if you don't stack it properly. They finally got that bot tower. Nice job, Hellborn team. Again, very well predicted. Oops, sorry. A very well predicted pitfall. I want to comment on your leveling skills. So sometimes I will level this to 4. The other thing is sometimes I'll get it at level 2 or 3, and then I'll start putting points in my stats. The skill isn't super necessary to get crazy high up in level. It depends on how you're playing and how your team's playing and all kinds of things. So it's really almost impossible to say, but I think some people would agree that stats to an extent are more important than leveling the skill max. I like having 2 points in it at least, but past 2 points, its usefulness is limited. The high, like when you get up to 4 seconds, the usefulness is literally having somebody port back so that your team can catch up. Okay, which is nice. Don't get me wrong, but there's I don't know. You know, I'm okay leveling it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against it. I think stats to an extent are more valuable than that at level 4. I would say level 2 or 3, and then that's probably enough. But you can level to 4 too. It's fine. Same thing right here. You're about to kill these. Pull them out of the camp to here or here. It's easier on this side, I think. But, you know, pull them out somewhere behind the trees so they don't block the spawn, because we're close enough to the next minute mark that you shouldn't do that. I hope we're going to stack these. Yes, okay. Just keep in mind, if it's daytime, you don't need to walk in to attack them. Daytime means they're not asleep. Nighttime means the creeps are asleep, okay? So nighttime, you have to attack them. Daytime, you can just walk in and they'll aggro you, and then you can pull them out. Just not a huge deal, just something to think about. Sometimes when you get big, you know, high up, when you do that, you'll literally one-hit some of the weaker creeps in the camp, and then, you know, you're blocking the spawn, so you're doing the opposite of what you want. I really like how you're attacking the higher health ones so that the whip will come off cooldown, and the cleave will kill the rest of them, you know, the lower health ones. I really like that. I talk about that sometimes. I do that all the time. I love when I see people doing that. Sometimes people will just constantly keep attacking when they don't need to. So I love that you did that. You can go kill this wave. This is far enough out that your team should be able to support you, like if they come. So it's, you know what I mean. I guess you're just going to go straight, you know, hard jungle. Okay. Same thing. Again, we're at the timer for another minute, so that's a huge problem for you apparently. You always kill inside the camp, and you block the next spawn. That's very foolish. You don't need to do that. You could increase your... Whip that, yeah, okay. You could increase your farm exponentially at that point, you know what I mean? So, just something to think about. We're sitting at 317 GPM. That's fine. It's let's see how we stack up to everybody else. Top of the game. Okay, that's good. So you're top of the game. I kind of figured you would be. You don't know he's here. Now you should. Okay. I think you could see him as soon as he walked out before he shrouded. I'm not 100%, but I think you could. I like the vestments for the Pyromancer Blacksmith. I didn't talk about that, but I like that you picked them up early. Those are a necessary pickup in this game. And I guess Soul Reaper too. And I mean, Devour, he does some magic damage. I think the bulk of his damage is with that hook. Does 400 physical, but his ultimate does a bit magical, I believe. Yeah, it's a magical ultimate, but a physical stun. So, I mean, that's something to think about. Essentially meaning that the Shrunken Head won't block the stun. So we don't have a TP. I can't say that's enough. Carry a freaking TP, man. That's like, I'm a broken record. Oh, you're great with these pitfalls, man. I like the very good predictions with these pitfalls. Not sure why you gave up those two to get the one ranged. You could have got all of them. Kind of some poor choice making by you, but it's okay. You need to port and help this. Like, when they're at the base towers, you need to be there, alright? I don't know why nobody from your team is going to help this, but this is not okay. So, look, you're walking all the way back. That's definitely not okay, dude. You need a TP. Please buy TPs from now on. And I love the Rift Shards, man. I love you. You are building just how I want you to build. Oh my god. Nice, Blacksmith died. Very nice Pitfall again. Very nice ultimate. Very nice ultimate, but, I mean, had all of that been, you know, a minute sooner, it would have been so much better. Don't chase him. You want to stay next to this. How is that? I guess, oh yeah, you know what? You can cast spells inside of, please tell me you're going to get him. Please tell me you're going to get him. You can cast spells inside of Glacius's freeze, which I always thought was weird. It doesn't really make any sense. Nice job. See, 600 crit there, and that was without even the, Shroud, I don't think. Was it? Oh, actually, you know what? It might have been a Shroud crit, so I stand corrected. Because the Shroud's on cooldown, so I think it was a Shroud crit, but I'm not 100%. Somebody can correct me in the comments. I love the, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I absolutely love the Rift Shards pickup. Very good job. I hope we're going to get these to level 4 and then complete the Genjuros, and I love that. I love it. I absolutely love it, man. Genjuros isn't a crazy awesome item on Gladiator, but the fact that you can do it for the second whip on top of that is nice. You know what I mean? Because usually the Shroud is 18 seconds or 17? 18 seconds. So the whip comes off cooldown every 4, so like you can't do it 2 times in a row. You have to wait, you know, it's like the 4th whip before you can do it again. Oh, well, I guess it would be the 5th whip, 4 whips, and then you could do it again. But you know what I mean? So I love the fact that you can do it twice. The agility, you know, obviously Gladiator's a strength hero, so the agility is not really super relevant, but nice job being aware that you shouldn't go past the river at this point. Very good awareness. Your team should be stacking these Ancients, but they aren't. I'm kind of disappointed. That's kind of upsetting. What I will say is that you guys have better late game in the sense, well, I don't know if I'd say you have better, but you have at least equal. Okay, so you have a Gladiator and a Nomad for carrying. They have a Puppet and a Pyro if Pyro builds that way, although at the moment Pyro's really fucked on items. He has nothing, absolutely nothing, so I don't think he's going to be carrying much. But, and well, even Pyro or Puppet has some weird kind of, I mean, I like the Shroud and the Whispering Helm, but then he's got like a, I don't know, was that meant for like a Grave Locket, or is he going to go to Grave Locket now? I'm kind of confused. Level 3 Rift Shards, love it. I believe those are level 3 now, right? Yeah, okay, we didn't get a level 4 yet. Alright, perfect. GPM 343. You're doing fairly well. Nice job. Nice crit on that. Very good job. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying that, because that was kind of luck. It's not like you're like, okay, I'm going to crit this one, but none of the others. No, I just want this one. So I don't know why I'm saying that. Good choice, yeah. No, you shouldn't have come up here. Nomad was farming. There's no reason to come up here and take Nomad's farm. Nomad went Shroud first. Okay, I take that back. You can take Nomad's farm. He's not very good. You don't get Shroud on Nomad. What are you, stupid? No, I'll talk about that at the end, but you're stupid, Nomad. Don't do that. Okay, so Shroud on Nomad. I want to cry. Oh my god, Shroud on Behemoth. No, now I really want to cry. What is going on? What is with this? Oh my god, you could actually get a PK with the cost of the Shroud. I mean, I know you probably... What the hell? That was the most delayed reaction time from you. I'm not sure if you were shopping or what the deal was. Very, very delayed. Very delayed. There was literally no reason for that. I mean, like, you could get a PK, though, and... I don't understand. This makes me sad face. Now he's dead. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I had to yawn. Okay. Getting close to our level 4 Rift Shards. Not a huge deal. Your ultimate's on cooldown. Keep that in mind. That we should probably not fight right now, which means we shouldn't give it to him for free. You can still throw pitfalls and use your Coliseum showdown. Sorry, use your showdown to, like, you know, when they come up here, bring them back there or something. But I mean, yeah, pitfall. You should have used the pitfall right now, not earlier. But that's okay. Pitfall, whips. You know, it's totally okay as long as you're not being unsafe with the whip. Apparently that doesn't disjoint his ultimate. That's weird. It disjoints like a Rampage ultimate or something. If you like push your teammate or something. I think if you push Rampage, it might too. I'm not sure. Feel free to focus Devourer. If he's by himself like this, it's okay. You are getting way too tunnel visioned. Like, incredibly tunnel visioned, man. Go back and kill Devourer. Yes. Now Devourer is even going to get away. Deny. Nice job. Okay. You got way too tunnel visioned. You should have just killed Devourer. You could have killed him in like 5 hits. Okay, he's got this on negative and positive. Okay, he's got his thing on positive, but I mean, even still, +5 armor. Well, who gives a crap? Sorry, it's +4, not even 5. My mistake. +4 armor. You could have just, you know, whipped him and with the Shroud, and like a couple more auto attacks would have killed him. So For future reference, I would normally advocate against focusing a Devourer, but there are certain circumstances where it is acceptable to focus tanky heroes, or, you know, Devourer or whoever. Did we get that level 4, by the way? We spent a little bit of money. No, maybe we died? I'm confused. I don't know. I don't remember you dying, but it's okay. 8, 4, and 7. We're doing alright. GPM's pretty good. Again, these should be stacked. Keep in mind, you obviously don't know there's a ward here, but you have a ward right here. So as soon as you see people start walking over here, for example, if you're farming the Ancients and you see people like here, that should be walking towards you. That should be a big clue that they have a ward there. Devourer just picked up an eye. So he picked up an eye because freaking 3 of you picked up Assassin Shrouds like fools. You are right to get an Assassin Shroud, the other 2 are wrong. And when you get too many Assassin Shrouds, it forces them to get detection. Huzzah. If it's just one person, sometimes it's not always necessary to get detection, and they'll avoid it at all costs because they don't want to waste the money on it, alright? So that can be a plus side to you guys, alright? But when a bunch of you are getting invis, or have invis, or whatever, it's forcing them to get detection. Don't do that when you don't need to, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just not necessary, okay? What did we just destroy? Your hatchet, I imagine? Was that a hatchet we had? Probably. I think so. So we destroyed the hatchet. I don't really know why. It's not like you have an item that's going to be filling up that slot, so I don't really get it, but it might have been... No, you know what? It must have been a hatchet, so I don't know. I don't know what it was, or why you destroyed it, so... Flux fighting here. Please don't do this. Please don't do this, Behemoth. Oh, they have detection! Oh, buddy! No, they got an eye. Who would have seen that coming? I don't even know what to say. I mean, come on, you can't get that many shrouds on a team and expect them not to get detection. Like, come on, that's foolish. Like, why would you expect that? Nomad got that shrunken head. He's got no damage, though. Like, he's got that shroud. I mean, okay, he does a bit of damage, just based because that hero's retired. But this is a great ultimate location. I hope we're going to see that Gladiator ult. No Gladiator ultimate? Okay, well, it was kind of delayed, but that's okay. It was nice. Where are you? Up here. Alrighty. No, don't chase that. Let it go. Let it go. You defended the tower. You guys do not want to fight 3v5. Very unintelligent. So don't focus Devourer just because he's ulting. You can't stop the ultimate with your auto attacks. You're not like Flint or anything, so feel free to, you know, change targets. You can't stop it, so... You can use your Pitfall, of course, when it comes off cooldown. Bound Eye here. Bound Eye here. Nobody wants it? Hey, people. People, destroy this. Whoa, what are we doing? No! No! Team, no! Please, somebody notice this. Oh my god, somebody notice it. Thank you, Glacius. Thank you. Oh my god, you had me worried there for a minute. Whew. Okay, so very good job. He didn't get much use out of that Bound Eye, which means it's even better. They wasted 700 pretty much. I mean, they got 1 kill off of the Behemoth, which is nice, but which shouldn't have happened anyways, but still, it wasn't as much as they could have gotten. So that's unfortunate. Flux, that's kind of a dick move. Usually you wouldn't take that from your carry, but hey, what do I know? I'm just the one analyzing this. Not sure why you ran this far up with that Shroud. It's unnecessary. Get out. Whoa. If he had actually landed his Sun combo, he could have, and then the ultimate, he could have come really close to killing you, if not actually killing you. So, you know, don't plan for people to be bad, you know what I mean? You should be careful, although he is getting a staff of the Master now. And on top of that, he got a Null Stone, which appears to be pretty much just for Nomad, because Glacius Stun and Flux push and pull. Other than that, those are the only 3 they have. And it makes no sense to get a Null Stone against that, but, you know, he did. So, not the best player, I'll give you that one. Nice job. Nice these whips. You're using the Shroud quite effectively. I like that. Farming quite effectively. What are we sitting at for creep score, by the way? 213 at 43. We're a bit below where I'd like to see us, but that's okay. I would like to see it higher just because your Gladiator can farm really well with the whip. And the Pitfall, but I mean primarily the whip. I will say you've missed a fair amount of them. Not a crazy amount, but a fair amount. So that doesn't help. We're level 4 yet? Yeah, we're level 4. Okay, so... And now we have a Mighty Blade. That could be a couple things, but I'm assuming it's a Shrunken Head. totally fine. They have enough stuns and or magic damage to warrant it. You know, just between the Pyromancer and Blacksmith, I would say it's warranted. Oh, that's unfortunate. You whipped. You can kill him. You can kill him. His team's not here. Don't be. That was. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Nice job. Are we gonna see 3 kill? Okay. So we traded Behemoth for Puppet. That was a good trade. It's not. I mean, you know, obviously you would like. Whoa. Getting a bit ballsy here, Nomad. I don't know, because we have Drunken Head. I guess we're invincible. Somebody save him, please. Nice job. Okay. Yeah. So the ultimate, it was an okay ultimate by you. It wasn't phenomenal. I think you just got Devo, but still, it was okay. Another Bound Eye, I believe, just dropped. Yeah, Blacksmith picked it up. So he bought another one. Focus Blacksmith. That should be the instant focus because he has Bound Eye. Somebody go for Blacksmith, please. Please, somebody kill Blacksmith. There's no reason to use Mirage Strike when it's 2v4, man. Use the original. Does more damage. Makes more sense. Oh, that was unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I mean, there's not much you could have done. I would have left early. Oh, that is the least lucky you could have gotten on that. A 4 times multicast. Holy crap. I don't know. For anybody who hasn't played Blacksmith before, he has his ultimate gives you a chance to like cast the abilities multiple times all at once. So like if you cast your Fireball, I think is what it's called. You cast it once, 275 damage nuke, and you get a 4 times multicast. It does it 4 times, like in a row, like that. Incredibly annoying. It's all down to luck with that guy. His ultimate, what's it called, Chance or something? Chaotic Flames. That's really not a name that makes any sense, but that's okay. Regen down bot here. Glacius should take that on his way out, which should be right now. Right now, please, Glacius. Please, thank you. There we go. And he's not going to go for the rune. Okay, Purple's getting the rune, though. That's fine. Purple needs it more anyway, so it's all good. I just figured Purple was going to go B, but it's all good. But so anyways, back on your concept, that was really just unlucky. I mean, it wasn't unlucky, to be honest with you. I probably, in that team fight, I probably wouldn't have noticed whether Soul Reaper had used his ultimate yet or not either, so I'm not going to hold it against you, but in general, when you're fairly low, you shouldn't chase after a Soul Reaper because his ultimate does more damage based off of the percentage. Or is it a percentage or the actual amount of health you're missing? Yeah, 90% of the target's missing health as magic damage, so it is a percentage, okay. So the more health you're missing, the more damage his ult done. Just keep that in mind. So yeah, and it's actually a percentage, so it's not a number. So even if you have like a 6,000 health, you know, whatever, it's not doing crazy amounts of damage. If you're missing 4,000 health, it's doing 66%. You know what I mean? But so anyways, it's not a huge deal. So we did get a Shrunken Head. That's totally fine. Is this magic damage, by the way? Magic damage. Yes, it is. So that would block his ultimate, for example. You should be careful. Oh, we're going for the haste rune. Gotcha. Okay, I didn't notice that up there. Totally fine. Do we have Genjiros? No, not even close. What am I talking about? You just got a Shrunken Head. Why would you have that money? I'm losing my mind. Okay. So we're at 46 minutes in the game. What's the gold lead at? 6.6k. Same for experience. About the same, another 6k. Okay, so it's a favorable lead, but, you know, for the other team that is, but not crazy. You do need to be careful because you're hasted, but haste doesn't make you immune to stuns, so the enemy team has a lot of stuns. You need to kind of be careful in that extent. They don't have any PKs, so or any invisibility, so you can always see them coming up, I guess. Oh, actually, you know what? Puppet has invis. But, so, I mean, he could grip you, and then the other guys could come in. So, I mean, just keep that in mind. You need to be a bit careful. Even with the haste rune, you're not, like, invincible or anything, you know what I mean? And I know you have Shrunken Head, too, so you're probably thinking, well, nobody's going to kill me. Just, don't press your luck is all I'm saying, alright? No TP again. It's kind of frustrating me at this point. Like, you're playing really well, like you're playing at like a 1600 level, and then you're not carrying a TP. Like, that's like 1200 mistake, okay? So, you need a TP on you. You need to be very careful right here, okay? Nicely done. You need a TP. At this point, you have a Shrunken Head. Like, sell the vestments, get a TP. You can use your Pitfall here too. You're full mana, so there's no reason to not use your pitfall to kill those. You need to be very careful. Nicely done. Very well played. Saw that coming, I think. Yeah, you must have seen it coming with this ward up here. That, because you shouldn't have had sight, like right here when Puppet was walking up. I don't think you did. I mean, I could be wrong, but you shouldn't have anyways. So we're just sitting here, not sure why. You have a Shroud. You have Shrunken. You have Phase Boots. You can go farm the jungle. There's one camp here that's still up, and actually we're almost at the minute mark where everything will respawn. You can come up here, whip this, and then get back. Sitting there's no excuse for sitting there. There's literally none. You have enough wards that you can farm. It's not like you have so little wards that you have to just sit here in the well or in base. Okay, so that's not acceptable. I don't know what we're gonna get. Okay, we're gonna get a TP, please. Bound Eye. Okay, now I'm confused. Did you literally just get a Bound Eye for Puppet Master? Because that doesn't make any sense. Oh, we sold the Bound Eye back, or gave it to somebody else. Is that what we did? No, we didn't sell it back because... Did we put it in the well or something? I'm so confused right now. You didn't sell it back because you didn't get the money back. So I am like super duper crazy confused as to why you just did that and also where that eye went. I'm guessing it's in your stash, but I don't know. So can you even put those in your stash? I don't think you can. You gave it to Nomad, I guess. So either that or he had his own. I'm going to assume that you gave it to him. Just because you didn't get you had 1700, you didn't get the gold back, so I'm gonna assume you gave it to him. Okay, you gave it to him. Why get the eye? You got the eye for Puppet Master because Puppet Master has an Assassin Shroud. Okay, that's a believable argument, but not really. So they have an eye. Kill them and take it. There's no reason. You guys, an eye for them is much more beneficial than an eye for you. Okay, so buying an eye and risking losing it, giving it to them, is not necessarily a brilliant move. It's not necessary either. This Puppet, he built kind of weird. He built an Nullstone, which was unnecessary. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I mean, he's building just an odd way. He's not a super big threat to you guys. I mean, you look at his damage. He's got 230. Okay, that's a reasonable amount of damage. I mean, plus his little Whiplash. Will, proc some crits and stuff too, AoE and all that. So it's a little bit more than that, but that's not a crazy amount of damage at 50 minutes, you know what I mean? That's a fairly, reasonable amount of damage, What's your Nomad at? 250. What are you at? 300. Plus the crits and, whip damage and all that, you know what I mean? So, just, keep in mind that he's not a huge threat to you guys at the moment. As long as you focus him a fair amount and make sure that he doesn't get super farmed, you guys are still in a very good shape for this. On top of that, by the way, you guys are unnecessarily delaying this game. You're not pushing, you're not grouping up team fighting and going and ending it. You have a huge advantage right now, even though it doesn't seem like it. So gold and experience lead. When you look at the top, you're not really ahead by that much, okay, I'll give you that. But what you need to look at is the people who have the gold in the ending team for starters. And on top of that, this would be an awesome ultimate by you. Please, please, please. Oh god, that was amazing. I think I just creamed my pants. That was amazing. You make me a very happy person. You know that? You really do. I'm happy. I like you. Yeah, don't get tunnel vision. You're not going to catch them probably. Yeah, kill this Stevo. Don't let him kill your team unnecessarily. You can kill him just because he has a barbed armor on. Don't let him go. Oh, your pitfall. I was going to say your pitfall was a bit off there, and it was. Okay, so go push top. There's no reason not to. One of you can tank it. I hope we're going to go take that top tower real quick. Please make me a happy camper. No top tower. Why we no kill top? Okay, that's fine. I guess back to farming. So we almost have the Conjuros. Like I was saying, though, you need to keep in mind who the gold is on and what the gold is in. Okay? So first of all, the gold and experience, I guess. The experience is just about evenly distributed around their team, so you don't really need to worry about that. What you need to worry about is the gold, where it is, what items was it spent on, and who has it. Okay, so first of all, they have 3 Nullstones when you guys don't really have single targets that are crucial to the game. By the way, you just walk past them as if they couldn't see, walk past this tower as if they couldn't see you. There's no reason you should have been able to catch them, so I mean, you got kind of ballsy in that extent. There was no reason to do that. You're also tanking the tower unnecessarily. You literally just tanked 700, 800 damage or something for no reason. I don't know why you did that. My guess is you didn't realize you were tanking the tower. What's kind of happening a bit is that you guys are kind of losing sight of the goal. The goal is these racks, not to kill them, okay? Killing them is nice, but it's not necessary. What you want is the racks, and then you want to get out. Yeah, you're losing sight of the goal. You could have easily just taken the racks and left at this point. Please get this racks. No, now you're not going to get the racks either. Okay. So now I'm kind of upset. You should see spamming pitfalls, spamming ultimate, Coliseum, whatever. Missed the pitfall, spamming it in the right locations, hopefully. I mean, you know, you're this low on health, you're going to go back to the well, so you don't need to save the mana for anything. Yeah, you guys... So not only did you lose sight of the goal, which was this racks, really. I mean, both racks, but really this is the one that matters. You lost sight of the goal, and then on top of that, you all died. Okay, I mean, obviously you got away, but... Like, you could have easily taken the tower, taken this melee racks, and left without, you know, letting these two get you too much, you know what I mean? You let those two, like, delay you from taking the tower too much, right? It's not acceptable. So we just sold... Okay, so now we have that eye again. I'm guessing you and Nomad had an eye, and you, like, left your eye in the stash, I guess? I don't know. I don't know, maybe you left it in the stash because you knew Nomad had one. Okay, but why not just sell it back and you could get it later, you know what I mean? Like, you would have had your Genjuros sooner. It doesn't make any sense to me. I imagine the eye has the same 15-second, like, sell back thing as everything else does, doesn't it? I'm not totally sure. I'm gonna fast forward a bit because we're just sitting here. Let's slow it down. We're back to normal. Our ultimate's off cooldown. Okay, so we ultied. There's no reason to ulti solo. Absolutely not. That's like Tempest ulting solo or something. I mean, it's nice, but you're wasting it, really. You can deny this tower at one hit. And I mean, if they're about to get the tower, deny it. Like, the only reason... You don't deny base towers usually. See, and that's what I'm saying. You run up and, like, one hit, like, squish your heroes. Like, that's exactly what I was talking about. You got the eye. I really hope we're going to see correct focusing on this puppet. Okay, we are. And now just kill the Devourer. Has he used his barbed armor? There he goes, he uses it now. Do not whip him. I was gonna say, you're too low. If you whip him, you're gonna do too much damage and do a lot of damage to yourself. He had a bound eye too, kill it, sure. That's fine. I would have picked it up and put it in the well, but that's okay. It's not a huge deal, you can just kill it too. Especially since you already have one. So you guys can just push. 4 dead for 50 seconds plus, you know, just go push, end the game. I'm actually just going to fast forward it a bit, because this should be the end of the game right here. I mean, there's literally no reason we should see them, like, not conceding in a second, or losing in a second, because you can get at least 1, if not 2 racks in this push. You should definitely get both of these, and then on top of that, you can start pushing bot too, because the tower's low. I would say you could push top, but top still has tier 2, so... Puppet, don't let him mess with you, alright? Get the... You know, in all honesty, you could have even left the range if you wanted. But, do not let them deter your attention. Oh, you're letting them deter your attention. Get the tower, and then get some racks, and get out. That's the main goal, right? Don't let them make you lose sight of what's really important, okay? A lot of the time, I'll see people do that, is they'll lose sight of the main goal because some people will just, you know, they'll distract them or something like that. Nice kill on Blacksmith. I'm not saying you have to avoid them, just, you know, that stunned you? Really? What? That was in range? I don't know. Get the melee and get out. You want the melee and get out. You can still kill it. Get the melee and leave. You're kind of overextending your welcome now. You guys are kind of low. I believe no, you didn't ult, okay. You guys are kind of low. This is iffy to the point. Yeah, see, now you're dead. You lost the bound eye. There was no reason to stay that long. Absolutely no reason to stay that long. You got the racks. Go back, regen, and then come for one final push and end it. What I imagine we're going to see is just see you buy back. That's what you should do at this point. The game's over, so, I mean... It's okay if you don't, I guess. You don't have to buy back. It's just, it doesn't really make any sense not to. PK Devourer, I hate you. No TP. Oh, you do have a TP. I don't know. Okay, you're dead now. Oh! How did he get the... Oh, he has an eye. Never mind. I was going to say, how did he get him before he went invis, but he had an eye, so what the hell am I talking about? There's no reason to ult. You're not going to get him. Nope. That was kind of an unnecessary ult, bro. Oh, well, So I'm still going to keep fast forwarding just because the game's pretty much over. I'll talk about a few things at the end, and then I'll summarize real quick. And then I'll summarize for everybody. So keep that in mind. But, I mean, at this point, you really could just buy back and just go push top and end it. There's, I mean, whether you get another item or not get another item, it's not a huge deal. I actually know that you get a Sword of the High here at the end. I saw that in your final items. I'm not sure if you just got that because the game's ending, and you're like, oh, well, the game's ending. You know, just grab an item real quick so I can use it for the last push or something like that. I'm assuming that's what happened, because if not, if you're actually planning on going for either a Doombringer or a Maca Brilliance, I would highly advise against it in this game. Maca Brilliance is absolutely a big no-no. First of all, on Gladiator, it makes no sense, but then on top of that, at 58 minutes, absolutely not. And a Doombringer, okay, I see people do that on Gladiator. It can work, but you need to be fairly far ahead to get a Doombringer. Because if you get a Doombringer when the teams are somewhat even, and you die and lose that Doombringer, you literally just threw the game. I mean, their carry gets that Doombringer, it can literally throw the game in their favor and you will lose, okay? Or could lose, I guess I should say. And I don't think you're so far ahead to the point where if they got a Doombringer, they would definitely, you know, lose. They wouldn't be able to win or anything. But also, if you had a Doombringer, I mean, I don't know. You would probably be like one hitting half your team. It's just, I'm iffy on it. There's no reason this should be going down. Why are we giving them a free Rax? I don't understand. What just happened? We literally just let that go for free. We wasted a Gladiator ultimate, which kind of didn't make any sense anyways. If you're gonna fight before your Rax goes down. Why would you let them take the Rax before doing that? I don't really get it. The team's decisions are just not kind of coming together. Like this is 4 people, 4v5, you just won that fight. You literally got all 5 of them for just you. Why would we not do that before they took down the tower, the base? Did they pause? What? Okay, so we see a pause. I'm gonna fast forward. I don't know why you did that. There was no reason to wait for, and by the way, somebody should get this. Not like it's a huge deal. You can pick it up when you get back. But there is no reason to wait to initiate that or to go on that. Even if it's 4v5 and you're like, okay, we're kind of iffy, I don't know if we really want to do that, fine then, don't do it. But don't, I mean, you definitely could have done it. But if that's your final decision, then don't do it. But don't do it and then don't do it more. Like, don't change your mind after you've lost the thing that you need to defend. That doesn't make any sense, you know what I mean? Do it before you lose what you're trying to defend. This is kind of getting annoying. Why is this pause so long? Okay, thank you. That was kind of infuriating. I keep forgetting to turn auto skip pause on before I start these replays, so I'm sorry. But yeah, so I talked about that. I think that kind of makes sense. Hopefully, there's just no reason to go in. I mean, there was reason to go in. Just go in before, like, it's too late already. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, you know. Hellborn concede. Are they gonna concede? They should. This is over. I mean, the creeps are pushing into the base at this point. I mean, look at this. You got 2 waves of Legion creeps here. Maybe even more than that. 3 waves? Is that enough archers for 3 waves? I think so. 3 waves of Legion creeps. You know, just some of the melees are missing because they died, of course. This is a lot. I mean, they should just concede this, and I imagine they're going to, because this is an hour, 3-minute game, so I imagine we're going to see that Hellborn concede here in a second. And if we don't, then it doesn't make any sense. Alright, so I'm just going to fast forward a bit, just because I think we all know this is over. So, this is over. You guys played really well as a team. You win some, you lose some. Okay, you played well as a team, and on top of that, Blue, you played really well just by yourself. You should go pick up. Oh, somebody else got your eye, or destroyed it, or something. I don't know. But you played really well by yourself. I will say that there were a few mistakes. See, this is what I was saying with the Sword of the High. I'm hoping you just got that because you realized this game was over, and you're just like, oh, a little bit more damage quickly so I can do more damage. I don't know. That's really, I mean, I don't know. I don't see any other reason to get it. You could have also just gotten a Behemoth's Heart, or part of it anyways. I mean, you could have gotten the Axe in the Malphite at least, so there's that. Oh, the whip didn't kill them all. Boo. But so yeah. So I'm guessing, I'm hoping that's just like a last item, like whatever, who cares kind of thing, you know what I mean? I hope you're not actually planning on getting a Doombringer. If you are, it's okay, but when you have 7 deaths, you're really not at the point where like you're dominating the game, and you're never gonna die, you know what I mean? I don't know, you could get it just for the lulz if you want, but it's kind of iffy. We can also just go push, so I don't know why we're sitting here. I also don't know why purple is not with you guys. A bit infuriating that this team is always kind of at 4-man and never like 5-man, so this should be a free kill, in which case then it's okay to be 4v4, but boom, pitfall, nicely done. That was a very good pitfall, 4 times multicast. That is unfortunate. I don't know what to say. That's twice now Nomad's gotten unlucky with those multicasts. It is quite annoying when you're like chasing somebody down, or you're going into a team fight or something, and all of a sudden 4 times multicast and half your health is gone. And on top of that, you're stunned for quite a decent amount of time, so it's annoying to say the least. Okay, so you just jumped in there, I believe. I am going to rewind because that didn't make any sense to me. Oh, here we go. Okay, so you're right here. I'm just going to comment on this and then I'll end the game. Okay, hook, gotcha. That makes more sense. Makes sense. I totally understand in that case. It happens. It totally happens. I get you. Don't worry. It's okay. There wasn't really much you could do. You didn't know he was there. In general, maybe just assume that this is probably like the most likely spot for Devourer to chill if he's waiting to hook someone. Just a thought. But that's okay. It's not a big deal. Nice staying at a range of the hook. That was a bad stun by Behemoth. You should have stunned him on the other side. Do we not have an eye? No, we don't have an eye. Okay. No eye. That was a nice ultimate. By chance, he got Puppet in there, too. I don't think he planned for it that way, but, well, hey, it worked out either way. Yeah, this should be a quick... Oh, God, that's painful. That's for those 4 times multicast, you prick. That's probably what he was thinking as he was ending. I was like, fuck you. Okay, so... I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead and end this. Let's go ahead and go to the end. I'm just curious to see if anything else interesting happens before we go. Oh, Puppet, those items make me want to hurl. Okay, buddy. Yeah. Very disappointing. We're gonna see some concedes here. Look at that damage on Puppet. That damage. That Glacius auto attack. 2 OP. Okie dokie. Alrighty, let's go ahead and recap some. So first of all, Gladiator. There were only a couple mistakes that you made that were major, okay? First of all, your last hitting, you were missing some just unnecessarily. There was no reason to do it, okay? So first of all, just pay attention to your last hitting. It's not a huge deal. You didn't miss like so many that it was like, wow, that's ridiculous, but it was like you missed enough that it like made me want to stand at attention and be like, oh, that's too many, man. You know what I mean? Like, just pay attention to it here and there. You're really good with your ultimates, really good with the pitfalls. I didn't see you use Colosseum all that much when people were running away. That's the point of that skill. So you leveled it to 4, that's okay. If you're going to level it to 4, use it more often though. When they're running away, pop Colosseum every time you see them running away. What I will say is there were a number of times where people were running away when you didn't have very much mana left. So I can see that choice. Maybe you're thinking, oh, I'll hit my next pitfall instead and then we'll get a kill regardless and blah, blah, blah. But just in general, if that's your thought process, don't put points into the showdown because you're not going to use it. You know what I mean? You used it like I want to say 5 times the whole game, maybe. You could have done the same with 2 points in it. You know what I mean? Or 3 points or 1 point or whatever. You know what I mean? You didn't need to go all the way to 4 if that's how you were going to use it. So just for future reference, think about that. The other thing is carry a freaking TP, man. Made me want to just rage at you the whole game for not getting a TP, like, ever. You like use TPs to like teleport to towers or stuff, like when you were back at Well, but that's it. Then you like never had a TP on you ever. Your build was flawless. I loved your build. It was perfect, with the only exception being that Sword of the High, but I think that was just for the lulz. Even if you had built that into a Doombringer, I think that still would have just been for the lulz. In a normal game, after those, after the Helm, Shroud, Rift Shards, Shrunken if necessary, and Boots, of course, you would get like a Heart would be the next logical item. But sure, Doombringer, fine if you want to go for the lulz. Other than that, man, there really isn't much to talk about. You can go back and watch the whole thing if you want like minor details here and there. Oh, and the other thing is pushing when you're not at team fights, okay? So if 5 of the enemy team is pushing top, and you can go back and watch the whole thing again if this happened near the beginning too, but if you go back and watch it, you'll see what I mean. But if the whole enemy team is near the top, you can push your lane safely. They're not going to be there instantly without teleporting, in which case you can see the teleport coming. So you can back off in time, alright? So you can push a lane and should push a lane. If you're not going to be helping at the team fight, you need to be pushing a tower. Okay, you can't just go AFK farm the jungle. It's not helpful, alright? You need to be a team player on top of being a carry farmer, alright? And that's a lot of the mistakes that I see a lot of people who play carries tend to make, is they will just like AFK farm for like legit 35-40 minutes, not doing anything for the team, and they'll be like, what, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just farming, guys, I need to get my items. Well, that's cool, but you can farm and, you know, be a viable member of the team at the same time in certain cases, okay? So just keep that in mind. Other than that, there really isn't much to talk about. You did play extremely well. There was a little bit of tunnel vision here and there, but go back and watch the thing again if you want to see exact moments when you tunnel visioned. That being said, you did play really well. 427 GPM, really well. 627 XPM, really well. 330 CK, you should have had more than that, but just considering you were a Gladiator, you should have had more than that in an hour and 3 minutes, but still fine. Don't worry about it. It's not like bad. It's just not great. It's decent, okay? 16, 8, and 18 is fine score to have. Yeah. And I think, you know what, the order of your items was totally fine too. Some people may have argued you should have gotten the Shrunken a bit earlier, but I think it was okay. And you know what, all of your items, I love it, man. You played extremely well. I love it, you know. I do love it. The eye, I think, was a bit unnecessary, but that's okay. I still love your items, still love your build, everything, you know. Even the eye wasn't totally unnecessary, so I'll give you that. Moving on, okay, let's do a quick summary of everybody's creep score. Okay, so Behemoth, that's a decent creep score to have. Flux, I guess that's okay. I mean, I was kind of thinking about it a bit. That's okay, I guess. It's not crazy good, but it's fine. Glacius, that's too low, man. Yeah, at an hour and 3 minute game, even as a support, you should have like 100, give or take, you know. You should have somewhere between like 90 and like 150 or more than that if you can, but you know what I mean? That's not enough. Nomad, that's not enough. On to the Hellborn team. Devour, that's not enough. I'm guessing that's not enough because you were kind of failing early on, bro. I'm guessing you didn't get very many CK in lane. You kind of failed to gank once or twice. I'm guessing you weren't all around the best player. Just no offense, man, but that's how it is. That's not enough CK for a Devourer to have, okay? Puppet, not enough for you to have. Not even close. You should have had at least 300 in an hour and 3 minutes. Even as Puppet, actually, especially since you got that Whispering Helm early, so you didn't need to go back to well every 10 seconds for freaking regen, you should have had, like, you know, at least on par with Gladiator, okay? Let's put it like that. Soul Reaper, that's okay, I guess. You probably should have had more, but that's fine. It's not bad. Blacksmith, that's okay, I guess. Same thing as Soul Reaper. You probably should have had more, but it's fine. And Pyro, that's okay, but you should have had more. Considering your start, actually, though, I will say that's decent. You started out kind of shitty, so that's decent. That being said, you know, you can kind of relate the GPMs to the similar concepts with the creep scores, really, you know what I mean? So that's fine. XPM's kind of the same way, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. Let's move on to items. Item-wise, we already talked about Gladiator, so we'll skip him. Behemoth, I fucking hate your items, dude. Okay, every one of them, except for the ring, alright? And I guess the Acolyte Staff could be either a Sheepstick or a Frostfield Plate, either of which would have been okay. But so first of all, the ring, you got the ring, that's totally fine. You got Vestments, that's totally fine. Both of those, great pickups. Steam Boots, okay, we're getting off the track a bit. I can't think of the word right now. I cannot think of the word. Striders. Striders would have been better, but fine. Okay, we're going Steam Boot route. Okay, fine. Now we're getting a bit off the track, but alright. Assassin Shroud. What the fuck, man? Where did that come out? Why is that logical to you? You think just because it helps you initiate with your ultimate? No, man. No, it's not anywhere near as useful for initiating as the PK is. PK is an instant blink in to initiate instantly, whereas the Assassin Shroud, you have to walk up and ult them, and if they have an eye, you can't even do it. So, I mean, no, man, no, absolutely not. PK above all, alright? And then Spell Shards, absolutely freaking not, man. Spell Shards are not an item you get on Behemoth. You get Crowd Control after you get the PK. You get Tablet, you get Storm Spirit, you get Sheepstick, you get Hellflower even is better, although I don't like Hellflower on him either. But I mean, Any crowd controlling item, even a Gnome's Wisdom, anything would have been better than that. Astrolabe is a fine pickup, you know what I mean? Frostfield Plate, it looks like you were working on one. Frostfield Plate's fine, but not that, okay? Not that. Just no, man. I don't like you, man. You're mean. Flux. So you get the PK, that's fine. I don't think PK is necessary on him, but I mean, it depends on how you're going to synergize the ultimates and all that stuff. But it's okay. I'm not upset with it. Shrunken Head, totally fine. Nullstone, totally fine. Steam Boots, fine. And Frostwolf, fine. I love your items are okay, man. I didn't see the order of them, but I'll just assume those are okay too. Glacius, I love all of your items. Your items are all awesome, dude. Don't change them at all. I would have liked to see a bit more wards from you, man. I will say that you had a couple there were times when you did not have enough wards on the map, like not at all, man. There were times where I see like one ward out, maybe 2 wards out or something, you know what I mean? So just ward a bit more. I know it's tough. I agree, man. I'm on your side. It sucks, but it's unfortunate, but it's your job. You got to do it, okay? Take one for the team. You want to win. You want to ensure that you're winning as best as possible. You got to do your job, okay? It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Socks, you know what they say, socks. Nomad, Shroud. You're an idiot. No, you don't get Shroud on Nomad. You do not get Shroud on Nomad. It's a terrible item to get on Nomad, alright? There are so many better items, okay? You got a... Okay, so now I'm confused. So you got Shroud, fine. I like your boots. They're good. Okay, I like the Shrunken Head. That's fine. We have a Shroud. I don't like it, but okay, alright? Then we get a Shield Breaker. Okay, fine. Now we're at Shield Breaker. And then we have what looks like part of a Savage Mace. Did you plan on, like, getting anything to stay alive at all or any stats? Like, you literally went full damage, man. Damage, damage, damage. You got this. That's the only thing that applies stats. Like, I don't know, man. That's just, no. So first of all, what you should have done, the Shield Breaker's fine if you want to go that route, okay? I like Shield Breaker on Nomad, alright? I will go Shield Breaker first on Nomad sometimes, alright? If I'm doing really well, I'll go Shield Breaker first. You were not doing really well, so I would have gone Helm first. So you go Helm because Nomad needs that Helm because he's not really tanky, and he can't really stay in the middle of team fights fighting as well as he would be able to with the Helm, okay? So you go Helm first, then you get Shield Breaker, then in this case it would be Shrunken Head as your next item, and then after that, you know, you can go a couple routes with it. You can go Demonic if nobody on your team has that. You can go more tanky, you can go Behemoth's Heart, you can go... if you want to get more damage, you could get a Savage Mace. That's okay. It's not terrible. You could get, just a number of items, man. You could get Rift Shards, I guess. I don't like Rift Shards on him, but you could do it. You could get, a whole bunch of items. You know what I mean? So that's just not an option. Your build just makes no sense, dude. Devourer. Actually, your build's totally fine, man. Except for the PK. I don't like the PK. That's stupid. You don't need a PK on Devourer. I mean, people get it and they use it to like initiate. Like, no, that's not the point. Like, you're using the hero in the incorrect way. The hero is meant to like pull people to you, not to jump in and use it just like to ult and then hook as a nuke. Okay, you're supposed to use the hook like to pull people out of position. All right, it's so much better. Don't get a PK on Devourer, guys. You make me sad. And the Striders, they're okay, but you could have gone for Ghost Marchers, I think. I mean, your start was bad, but it wasn't, like, crazy bad. I don't know. Striders are fine, too. And actually, just a note, you kept your Soul's Bulwark on positive a lot of the time. You could put it on negative because the bulk of Gladiator's damage, I mean, you don't have to. I'm just saying it's fine on positive, too, but on negative, you can put it on negative because the bulk of Gladiator's damage is true damage, meaning it doesn't care about the armor, okay? So no matter how much armor you have positive on yourself or your team or whatever, it doesn't matter. That cleave, that whip, ignores it. So just so you know, it's not super necessary to keep it on positive. You can keep it on negative, you can keep it on positive, you can switch. In this game, it would have been okay on either, depending on the situation, all right? So, Puppet Master. So Puppet Master, first of all, you should have got Steam Boots. That's, like, literally you almost always get Steam Boots on Puppet. It's okay if you get... I mean, the reason you get it is for the attack speed, so that way you proc your Whiplash more often. It's okay if you get the Phase Boots, fine, alright? It's a bit up to preference, okay? Phase Boots, okay. Then, I believe we rushed the Nullstone next. I don't think we got the Shroud first, but I could be mistaken. And if I'm mistaken, then that's fine. It doesn't make a huge difference, but... So we got Nullstone next. For what purpose? Like, for the 3 skills, the really 3... First of all, the 3 skills that are all pretty spammable, just so we're clear. We have 4 Nullstones on the Hellborn team. they have 3 really spammable single targets. Like Flux's single target, literally he can spam it. I think it's got like a 4-second cooldown, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, whatever it is, 3 seconds, I don't know. Glacius, okay, his is a little bit more lengthy, but still not crazy long. And then Nomad, I think his is like 9 seconds or something, 10 seconds, whatever. Still not a crazy long thing, and also none of them are really like key single targets that will like win games for you, okay? So let's keep that in mind, that Nullstone was not necessary this game. Alright, Shrunken Head would have made so much more sense, alright? I don't know why they did that. But even Shrunken Head is a bit like not necessary. I mean, well, you know what? I'm on the fence. I think it's necessary because of the Glacius Behemoth, but I don't think it's crazy necessary, but it is still necessary. Certainly not a Nullstone though. So I'm not going to repeat this over and over, but there should not have been 4 Nullstones on that team. So for each one of them, I'm just going to go ahead and say right now that none of them should have gotten Nullstone. Okay, I'm not going to comment on it for everyone. So no Nullstone, okay? The Shroud's totally fine, and the Whispering Helm was totally fine, but you should not complete the Symbol of Rage this early. You need more damage and more attack speed and more carry items before you get that, okay? So what you should have done is Shroud into Whispering Helm, that's fine, or vice versa. Then you need more damage. So you could go Hellflower after that. You can complete the Conjuros if you so desire. You can get a Sheep Stick if you want. You can get, a whole bunch of items, you know what I mean? Puppet's a bit of a different carry in that he's intelligence-based, not strength, or not agility-based, so you have to get intelligence-based items if you want more attack damage and stuff. That's why Hellflower is so awesome on him. But so yeah, and then you can complete the Symbol of Rage at the end. Also, you got a Talisman of the Exile, or Amulet of the Exile? Amulet. And I'm not sure why. I think you were planning on building that into like a Grave Locket. That's fine. You can do that on Puppet, but build it into a Grave Locket. Don't complete the Talisman, the Amulet, sorry, and then like stop. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. You want to usually complete it. Like, it's only another 250, and it's so much more useful than the Amulet, so why not, you know what I mean? Or just don't get it if you don't want to go all the way. Don't get it, that's fine too. Soul Reaper. So your items are... so Nullstone, I already talked about. I'm not going to talk about it again. I like the Ring of the Teacher. I like your Steam Boots. I like the Wards. The Neophytes book and the Ring Mail. I'm not sure what that was going to be. To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know if there's an item that even combines these two together, so I'm not sure if there is. If there is, then I apologize for what I'm about to say. But if there's not, then why would you not complete one of the items before you start getting pieces of your next item? It doesn't make any sense, man. What I would like to see is, crowd controlling tanky items. So you could have started getting. By the way, was there a Gnome's Wisdom? I thought I started seeing some Gnome Wisdom auras. Maybe not. I guess. Okay. So you usually want to get tanky items. You could get a Frostfield Plate at some point. You could get crowd control items too. That works too. Storm Spirit, Sheep Stick, the whole shebang. Hellflower is usually not a good one on Soul Reaper because you kind of built in more tanky damage. Tanky and mana regen in the sense that you kind of just like to stick around and spam your, I believe it's his Q, that heal. That's his bulk of his damage, not really based off of his auto attacks. Usually that and his passive like damage like 1% of your max health per second or something like that. I don't remember what it's called, whatever it is, that ability. So you kind of build tanky. Behemoth's Heart at some point is nice. Items like that, tanky items, and you kind of stick around fights and just spam your heal and, do your dot damage and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? And then ult if you can and stuff like that. But usually you don't build him for attack speed or things like that. Blacksmith, so you don't really have any items other than that Nullstone, which I'm not going to talk about again. But so the vestments, totally fine to get. And actually, Puppet, you should have gotten vestments too, man. I didn't talk about that. You should have gotten vestments. Soul Reaper, you probably should have gotten vestments. You know what? Everybody in this game probably should have gotten vestments. No, you know what? There really isn't an exception. Everybody in the game should have gotten vestments, okay? Both teams had a fair amount of magic damage to warrant it, so keep that in mind. So Blacksmith, I like the vestments. The ring, I like the ring, totally fine. The boots, okay, sure, I like the boots, totally fine. Just that Nullstone, doesn't make any sense. Pyromancer, boots, sure. I like Steam Boots better, but if you want to go those, that's okay. Power Supply, sure. If you were getting kind of fucked, so it's okay. Staff of the Master, I already talked about the Nullstone, so I'm skipping that for obvious reasons. Staff of the Master, absolutely not. Like, no, I don't like that item on him. You build Pyro as like a carry, okay? It's like an intelligence carry. You build attack damage and attack speed items. So what that means is you get intelligence item, you get Hellflower, you get PK, of course. You can get a couple things at that point. You can get Sheep Stick, you can get Grimoire Power, that's a reasonable item to get too, at some point, not necessarily early on. You know, just a whole bunch of things. And I hope that Arcana was for Hellflower, not for Spell Shards. If it was for Spell Shards, then I dislike that. If it was for a Hellflower, then awesome sauce, man. But that Staff of the Master costs way too much to get that as your first, as one of your items. Absolutely not. Don't get it. I mean, if you want to get that as like your 6th item or something, I can see some merit in it, but just I mean, I wouldn't get it at all. It's not really worth it, dude. I don't know. Some people may argue the other way, but at least the way you should play Pyro, I don't think it's worth it. I wasn't really paying attention to how you were playing Pyro, but I don't know. But with that being said, that covers everybody and hopefully everything. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, especially you, Anas1993, sorry. But everybody, you know, if anybody has any questions or comments, especially you, Anas, feel free to post below, inbox me, post on the thread, post wherever, do whatever you want. I don't know. Just let me know in some communicative way. You know, I don't need to tell you guys that. Anything else? No, keep submitting replays. Still a fair amount of time left in the week. I'm going to be doing, you know, at least one a day, hopefully, maybe even more than that. 1 to 2, 3, who knows? We'll see. So keep submitting them. You know, that's really all there is to talk about. So thank you for watching once again. I hope you enjoyed it once again. And I will talk to you guys later. GG, well played, guys. Elfis out.